have you got to give to me? What I don't really give myself. You are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth.
Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Illuminate Disclaimer. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful time, and it's a beautiful time because it's a time of profound growth and healing. But these are tools to be obtained should we are ready to receive them. I just want to talk about more of what my journey has been over the last few months. I feel like I do like doing comedic episodes and I want to get my personality to shine through, but sometimes I just need to talk about more of the things that I have learned as an individual, because you never know, this might touch you in a profound way. So yeah, here I go. Now, I wanted to talk about the concept of how we perceive the end of our days, our life. And just recently I've just been going through some cycles. Now I'm just thinking about the older generation and how I'm getting older, and my parents are now my grandparents' age where I was born, and my grandparents are coming up to the end of their life stages, and just making me think that there is probably 80 years of experience that I know just from speaking to my grandparents, and they probably themselves have another 80 years of experience from their grandparents, parents, and great grandparents even. But I don't really know much of that, and I was questioning my own morality. Like, in 100 years, who would I be? Will I be Sidney Peters, or will I just be just an absolute figment of somebody's imagination? At this point, I would be somebody's grandfather or great grandfather, but would they know my name? Would they know my plight? Would I know where I came from? What I did to make them live their lives? Etc., etc. And I guess the perspective of it is a very beautiful thing, right? Because I spend sometimes just going into a graveyard and just reading the gravestones, because you could learn a lot, I feel, just by looking at gravestone. Not as much as reliving someone's life from beginning to end, but you just get an insight on how people lived, how people died, and some gravestones even have faces on them, so you feel like you're getting to know them in a certain extent. In fact, like the one that I went to, there was quite a lot of faces on gravestones, and the craziest thing is, I remember I saw someone and he died 300 years. Well, yeah, he died 300 years before I was actually born. He lived from 1623 to 1691, which is quite impressive. That's like, I'm guessing 68 years. That's the maths to me, 68 years old. And in the 1600s, I was thinking that 68 years, that's almost the global average today, and that was 300 years ago. That's pretty impressive, right? And I just thought to myself that I have lived to this point 33 years of my life, and this person, they lived more than double that. But to my perspective, this person is just a gravestone, someone who's passed away for over 300 years. But to them, they had decades of life. They were born, they had formal education, most likely they worked, they probably had family, a career, they had trials and tribulations, and I don't even know how they died, but that could have been a whole story in itself. But our perception dictates that this person does not matter because they're no longer with us. And I kind of just went through a feedback loop of just how to find true happiness within my life, because with that perception, I just think to myself, well, I'm going to die one day. I don't know where I should go. It's just a lot of clouds around, and what's the point of fighting the clouds if you're going to end up becoming one with the earth again? And then I realized that this is the time for me to actually become the person who I was destined to be. I feel like when somebody passes away from your family, another strand of intelligence gets unlocked in you subconsciously and subtly over time. Now, I've taken my fair share of psychedelics, and I realized that Source doesn't speak to me with words and numbers. Source gives me information which I download and it unlocks over time. And I realize that sometimes I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, I've been here before, or I think I should apply for this job, or maybe I should get this money. Some profound things, they come, and then when I act upon it with my intuition, it comes true. So I know that I'm going through loads of tangents, but it just comes to show that you don't truly die in a sense. Your body is back to the earth and it's recycled. The worms eat you, then the birds eat the worms, and then the foxes eat the birds, and so on and so forth. And then as you think, the foxes then defecate on a tree. The tree absorbs the nutrients, and this tree happens to be an orange tree, and this orange tree hits somebody in the face and they eat the orange, and then they procreate with someone, and then there you are, born again as a baby. So from a physical aspect, whatever we recycle onto the earth eventually becomes life again. It becomes part of something bigger, right? It doesn't even matter if you're cremated as well. They scatter your ashes, and eventually your ashes will be consumed, and it'll be part of the bigger picture. And that's what I realized with my life, that it's got to be. This is the paradigm of death, right? That in life and death, yeah, the only constant is dying, but you're always going to be in an internal feedback loop where you're always given to something more, something bigger than you. And I just think, are these things that are programmed and downloaded into us at the time of birth? Is this why some people feel better socially? I mean, I know there's different factors, but I'm just thinking from more of a mental perspective. I just feel like what we've all been through, the odds that we are here right now, I just feel like there's something more than what we're being told from a scientific point of view. But this is just some of the ramblings that I do on a regular basis. And this is why I share it to you. It's my channel, and I feel like the more I share it to you, the more you might understand your own morality. The more you might understand that there is something more. The more you might think and dare to dream. But yeah, that's been another episode of Illuminated Disclaimer, and thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and always be safe, and keep on letting the light illuminate your path. Yeah, take care now.